Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Otaku Heaven coming at you with another anime episode review. Today, I'll be reviewing the ninth episode of the Phantasy Star Online 2 Anime Adaption, and it's gonna be it's been a couple days late, basically because I've been dealing with a lot of stuff from Comic Con and during spring break, spending a little bit of time with my family. So I haven't been able to get around to my reviews, but they're all gonna come out today. Behind me, you'll see some of my loot from Comic Con. I've got a Hikaru no Go poster and another poster. Um, Basically, you might know what those animes are. If you don't, go check them out. They're both very good. But moving along into the anime, we got to see Itsuki discover his photon arts, what they actually mean, and that the Phantasy Star Online 2 universe is actually another world that Itsuki can use to refer to them as NPCs, but they're really real life people just in an alternate universe. And the photons arts are generally exclusive to them if you're talking about powerful photon arts, but Itsuki has powerful photon arts, and the Darkers are basically trying to get him to use him as a vessel to invade the human world. And everyone in the human world is in danger. They need Itsuki's help to help them fight off the human world. So not only is he just playing PSO2 anymore, he's actually defending the human world and the Phantasy Star Online 2 universe at the same time. And the whole time he's trying to go in and fight these people, he's just doing it really recklessly. He's not paying attention to any of his team. He's basically being terrible like he was at the beginning of the anime. And hopefully we'll see him recover from that. But he realizes later on that he wants to help these people. So he follows Ai around basically, or Aika, around trying to get into anything she's doing. And one time she told the class that she was going to the restroom, and he's like, "Don't lie, you're really going to fight the Darker." So he tries to follow her, and all the girls are back there like, you tried to follow her to the restroom. I didn't know you were that much of a pervert," which I thought was very funny. But anyhow, basically, Aika just disappeared at that point. Aika was basically fighting off all the Darkers, and Itsuki was wondering when's the next time he's gonna actually get a chance to fight. And then he was attacked in the middle of the street. And basically, after he was attacked, Aika jumped in to try to help him. His photon arts haven't arisen to where he can control them yet, it doesn't seem. But Aika basically found herself in a situation in which she was losing. And Itsuki basically called on his photon arts and basically helped her, saying that, "I'll help you. I don't care about this interfering with my life." But the whole time you got to see like Aika was really trying to defend her, not because she cared about his school life or anything like that. She actually likes him. A few of the girls, like the sub characters, basically called Aika and him a pair, basically because they've always been together here recently. So there is a little strong love attraction coming up between Aika and Itsuki at the same time as them invading a darker world. And we also got to see some more of the crew that he'll be invading with if Izumi doesn't wind up joining. Basically, we have Echo. Echo's the healer. She basically healed Itsuki one time when he was really wounded trying to run into the whole area, and basically he got messed up then. Excuse me, that's my phone. And then you have Zeno. Zeno seems to be a lot like a berserker or a single-handed user of a sword. Basically, he's the rusher or either the tank. I'm not sure how they handle the one-handed sword guys, because a lot of times with the big berserker type swords, they can either be a tank or they can be a DPS. Most of the time, the berserkers are a DPS, but if it's not an actual berserker and he just has a really big sword, he could very well be a tank. But he didn't seem to be a tank because he didn't really have a shield. So I'm going to go ahead and go on the offhand that he's a berserker, a DPS, and they don't really have a tank yet, which would make a lot of sense if they added Soro in, because some MMOs basically have a 5-man raiding team for dungeons, which I believe PSU only had 4, so I'm not sure how that works out. But basically, if Soro came in, then even though she's a ranged character, she could still be a tank, because I mean they have Arena. I'm not sure exactly what she is, but when she actually comes into the story, she could actually be the tank. Or unless Aika's a tank, I'm not really sure. I haven't really seen a tank out of all of them. Or even Itsuki's friend could be a tank if they brought him in. But I seriously doubt that's going to happen, because he is more or less like a regular person, and it'll most likely be Rena if anyone joins the team. Besides, Aika, Zeno, and Echo, and Itsuki. So they already have a 4-man team, so it's it's going to be really hard to determine who the tank is. But it could wind up, just being Itsuki, moving along to the tank because he was rushing in like crazy, taking all the hits. If he just built his character to be a tank, then he could be right up front where he wants to be and take all the damage at the same time while being healed by Echo. And basically, that's what I could see happening very likely, that he would wind up being a tank. But it's also weird because in Phantasy Star Online or Phantasy Star Universe, they were pretty much all DPS, and DPS or healer. There really wasn't a tank, so I really can't see there really being a tank in this anime. But if there is, I feel as though Itsuki would be the tank because I've already eliminated Zeno being the tank, and we already know Echo's the healer. But if Rina joins, she's the only other probable tank because they're really not going to bring a regular human in. Well, they did Itsuki, but they're not going to bring Itsuki's friend into the crew. I really doubt they will, at least. But overall, this episode brought a lot to the story. We advanced a lot in the plot. I mean, it's pretty much complete progression. We didn't stay anywhere on any aspect of anything, except for Rena's playing a background story right now. Basically playing the background, not a background story. She's in the background, not doing anything basically. And Itsuki's firing on all cylinders the whole time. He's extremely happy about this. He wants to play PSO2 and defend the actual world of Earth and the Phantasy Star Online universe at the same time. So he's extremely happy. He's being really efficient in, his student council job, as we've seen before. I mean, it's just really good advancement for plot and Itsuki's character progression. Not only that, we got to see a lot of character progression with Aika, with a love interest forming. This was pretty much the perfect episode you can get for PSO2. I mean, there really wasn't much you can ask out of it. So we got action and love interest, and I don't know what else you would want. So I'm gonna give this episode a 10 out of 10. That's all, guys. Peace.